street trash, Wastelands. And here are your hosts, long-time partners in slime, Adam Obscene and Mark.
Hello world, this is Wastelands and welcome to Wastelands. Oh my god, what's going on?
The atoll's sinking.
The atoll. Damn that atoll.
We're not going to have any atoll at all.
At all. So this episode is going to be all about an unorthodox comfort movie of Marko Mark's. One that I have not watched, but it's been on my list to watch. So the challenge of this episode, Marko, is what is going to take this film from being on my gotta watch it to my must watch it to the top of the pile. But before we go any further, shall I do this one?
Mm-hmm.
Strange and eternal.
Mandy. This is my unorthodox comfort movie, Adam. But a more recent one. This isn't, obviously, because Mandy was released in 2018. It's a new comfort movie, but it's settled into my favorite list pretty quickly. I mean, there's not much that you can't like about this ads. I mean, it is written by Panos Cosmatos, who is the son of George P. Cosmatos. And you would know him, Adam, through a genuine comfort movie, which I think you and I may or may not share, Cobra, Stallone.
We love Cobra.
We love Cobra.
I have it on VHS.
You have it on VHS. I loved it. I've got it on DVD. So this was that was written by Panos's dad.
No way.
And
right. There you go. There's a double feature in the making.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that would be so good. Actually, let us know, listeners. I'm going to put it out there to you. Watch Cobra, then Mandy, and tell us what you think. Mandy, okay, stars Nicolas Cage. I didn't recognize him straight away, Adam, because he looks a little out of shape, and he definitely gets very bent out of shape in this.
So he's basically just looks like Nicolas Cage now then.
Yeah. Yeah. He is so good in this. It takes place in 1983, and Nicolas Cage's character's name is Red, and they live in a secluded cabin. We assume in like the Pacific Northwest of America. Excuse me. And his girlfriend Mandy is like an artist, really great artist who is like a bit of a stoner, sits at home reading cool books, has a job at the local grocery store. So Red is finally home from his time away as a fly-in, fly-out lumberjack, and he's at home having a time of his life watching trauma movies with his lovely partner Mandy. Mandy have to go to work.
They watch him trauma movies.
Yeah.
Really?
I can't remember which one it is. Let me see if I can
that's very
pull up
I can see already so far there's touch points just to me to interject. Like there's so many touch points here where I can see why this movie has resonated with you already. The Pacific Northwest, like the the sort of the trauma connection. Nicolas Cage, please continue.
Nicolas Cage, yeah. Mandy's wearing a sweet Motley Crue shirt in the opening scene that you can just make out, and she goes on to wear a pretty iconic Black Sabbath shirt as well, the Iron Man Tour '78, oversized Black Sabbath. I hope I said Sabbath, not Black Flag.
No, you did say Sabbath. That's okay.
I
It
did,
checks out.
yeah.
It's okay.
So,
It's cool.
so it ticks some stoner rock and roll lineage, which is all deliberately sort of baked in. This is Panos Cosmatos's.
Putting the Easter eggs in so you can have that nostalgia familiarity with it, so you can connect with the characters before the shit hits the fan.
He's taken everything that he loves and put it into this movie, and there's some really psychedelic moments. There'll be fans of this movie who are listening to this going, "Oh, this guy's butchering it," but I'm just coming from a fan, not a statistician's point of view. The soundtrack is wonderful, Adam. If you like doom metal and Johannes, you will love the soundtrack. It is epic, and it just gets heavier and heavier as time goes on. How do I explain it in such a way? It's hard to explain, ads, because it gets very psychedelic very quickly.
It feels like just like I'm just having a quick look. Like I haven't dug in. I'm not looking at any of the synopsises or anything like that right now. But just even the look at the cover, it looks like it's got this sort of like almost like that Rob Zombie style death cult kind of feel about it. Is there a hippie death cult involved in this movie? I guess.
Yes, there is a hippie
there
death
is.
cult involved.
God, nailed it! I can read movies by just looking at the cover. God.
Yeah. That's it. Called Children of the New Dawn, and they are in their hippie death cult bus, and they actually drive past Mandy on her way walking to work, and the head guy, the head cult leader. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. Sorry, fans. He becomes obsessed with Mandy and must have her. And so he summons the dark forces of the evil Black Skulls biker gang as muscle to go and kidnap Mandy, and brutalize Red, Nicolas Cage. So they don't get far. Jeremiah is the lead. The lead. What are we?
The cult
Hillbilly
leader?
Death Cult, hippie death cult. Oh, sorry, listeners, I'm butchering this because I have no show notes.
Jeremiah Sand, played by Linus Roach, is the
There we
death cult
go.
leader.
That's right. So
he enlists the help of a rebel motorcycle club to kidnap Mandy and brutalize Red. Yeah?
Yeah, who are like motorbike riding crosses between Predator and the gang from Hellraiser, if you can imagine that.
Is it a little bit Ghost Rider, like Nicolas Cage's biker movie where he's the flaming skull?
Maybe, Adam, but no. It's totally different. Totally different.
I'm going there. I want to make that connection, so that's cool.
Go on. Well, there's another connection you can make in it too. There's an actor from Predator in it.
Billy Duke.
Yep.
Yep.
And he lives in a caravan in Bill Duke, and he lives in a caravan in the woods, and Red goes and gets his favorite armory, a crossbow, to go and wreak some goddamn vengeance on the Black Cross gang and eventually Jeremiah's hippie death cult gang.
He was also in Commando as well with Arnie.
Oh yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
That's a nice factoid.
Yes, it was Commando. So that's about as far as I can go at this moment, whilst remaining coherent and also not giving too many spoilers away. Reasons why you should see this, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
It is beautifully made. The guys from that band Sun collaborate with Johannes on the soundtrack, and Johannes passed not long after this movie was released.
Oh wow! So it's sort of like the postscript of his career, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he did anything else, to be honest with you, mate, because I'm not a big fan. Well, I'm a fan of his. Don't know. Excuse me. I just don't have a lot of his music or know much about it. But he was great in this. The soundtrack rocked. Everything basically you like is in this movie. Doom metal, psychedelia, Black Sabbath, um,
Motley Crue t-shirts,
Motley Crue, Motley Crue t-shirts,
hippie death cults.
hippie death cult, psychedelic animation.
Is the
Uh,
lighting? It feels like the poster has like it channels like we say that there's a go-to movie for our mise en scène that is created through bad movies, like lighting with green smoke, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 style.
yeah,
Does
yeah,
this film channel that sort of type of vibe? Or is it
yes,
okay?
yeah, it does, Adam. Yeah, yeah. They use a lot of
Mystical,
smoke, yeah, and
supernatural.
a lot of lighting, a lot of strobe lighting to get their point across. Absolutely. The lighting also around the same time. Look, I'm trying to tie this in as I go. So sorry, listeners, if I seem a little bit to and fro. But Nicolas Cage also did after this he did Color Out of Space, which has a really similar poster, and it's a movie version of a H.P. Lovecraft story. So if you want to look for sort of maybe the genesis, the kernel of where some of this visual imagery was born from, you can probably go back and look at what was boiling with them getting ready to produce the Color Out of Space too. So yeah, it's very much it's very color driven and very psychedelic.
It's interesting, this style of film, that particularly when you get into this sort of horror based into reality horror that then has a supernatural element or like a fanciful element, the lighting and the smoke really actually carries that, somehow helps
Yeah.
you believe that there is something otherworldly or
Mm.
inherently evil beyond the I guess the realms of reality, and that sort of
Yep.
just helps intensify that. You might be just rocking around living your perfect life with your girlfriend and doing your job, and then you just the most unexpected thing will happen. But in a
Yep.
film like this, it requires a mood shift to be almost visually represented to assist the viewer to actually believe that that's a possibility, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Which has helped in this, Adam. It's helped to make transitions from reality into like really morbid psychedelia through the use of um, the hippie death cult actually drug Mandy at the very beginning of their kidnapping. So she's not even out of her home yet, and the hippie death cult drug her pretty severely. So that then really that opens the doors for her to be able to see
Hallucinations and
anything.
see that. Yeah, and I guess that there's a real chemical enhancement that helps that transition from the kidnapping and her being
Yeah,
in her home to taking her into this journey of
yeah,
of unbelievable circumstances. Like,
yeah. And look, she that doesn't last long, to be honest, without giving away many spoilers. But there is uh, LSD, high powered LSD, gets touched upon quite a lot throughout the rest of this movie. Like Nicolas Cage's character just takes a tiny little bit and gets his mind blown and never comes back. And what changed the Black Skulls gang into the marauding Hellraiser kind of pinhead people, the unstoppable pinhead people that they are in the movie, is basically an addiction to overdosing on this high powered LSD. They just can they get enough.
oh, wow.
And so psychedelics is touched upon a lot through this movie. So and it's a very it's a maturely made movie, Adam, which is a really silly thing to say, but there are so many Easter eggs and there are so many touch points and there's so much good music throughout this movie that
What's there not to get into? Why is this not
what
at the top of my list?
Man, yeah, I know, right? So this is this should definitely be your Saturday night, and I dare you to watch Cobra afterwards. Yeah, I think that would be a really fun Saturday night for you.
Can we just quickly um, just tell me about Cheddar Goblin again? Because I know you've mentioned that in a couple of episodes later.
Okay, Cheddar Goblin. Cheddar Goblin is an ad that plays on the TV as Red, Nicolas Cage's character, walks back into his home after an incredibly traumatic experience, life-changing experience. So he's traumatized and in shock, and he walks in and sees a late night ad for
Cheddar
this
Goblin.
universe's Cheddar Goblin, so which is a character that promotes a boxed mac and cheese product, and
That's
Panos
great.
Cosmatos said basically to the people that made Cheddar Goblin, he wanted a cross between Yoda, Satan, and what's the little green things that come out of the toilet? Critters,
Ghoulies.
ghoulies.
Yes.
Cheddar Goblin pretty much is that.
So we haven't
And
touched on Ghoulies yet, as in have we? No, I don't think we've been through.
we haven't touched on ghoulies.
So we've got we need to touch Ghoulies, but that's another. But the other thing I guess is the reason why that sparks me. Cheddar Goblin reminds me.
Mhm.
I haven't seen it, but it reminds me. And American listeners won't know this, but I'm like, mate, I don't know. Is the gobbledoc international? Remember the gobbledoc from Smith Crisps? Chippies.
Crikey, Mikey, gobbledoc.
Yeah.
I'd hope so. I hope he is. I hope he is.
Because
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
isn't, the listeners are going, "What the hell you're talking about?" But just type in Smith's Crisps gobbledoc, and it's like this. I guess it's like a goblin that eats chips or
yeah,
crisps,
for sure, man.
and
This
it's
could definitely be. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that same
Could be
sort of
Cheddar.
business. So
Yeah, absolutely. You'd like this movie if this movie, after you've seen this movie, it'll make Stranger Things look quite really. I still like Stranger Things, but it'll make Stranger Things look a little hokey.
this
Hokey.
sort of happened at the same. There was something in the zeitgeist, right? This 80s nostalgia that was happening around 2018. That there
Yeah,
was a bit of for some reason, 2018, everyone was looking back at how great the 80s were. Look, we lived it. It wasn't that great, but it looks. But looking through the eyes of these filmmakers, the 80s looks like a mystical land of unicorns, neon, and Motley Crue. Like, who wouldn't want to live in
hmm
it? I much prefer the way the 80s is portrayed now
yeah,
than actually living in it, because now it looks like it was all metal and neon and band shirts and horror movies and cheddar goblins. Um,
yeah,
but we both know that it wasn't really like that at all, don't we? But we like to
yeah,
we like pretend
yeah.
it was.
It wasn't. It was probably just more like a really long, boring episode of the Wonder Years.
Yeah, it was actually more Wonder Years than it was Stranger Things, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Um, yeah, this movie, yeah, Mandy's great. I'm no statistician, I'm no movie buff nerd, but this has been my attempt to just try and convince you ads
I'm
that
gonna
it's a banger
I'm
and you should watch it.
because I am the statistician and a movie nerd and can multitask.
Body count, body count.
So the kills in this movie officially is 13.
Ah,
The movie goes for like 2 hours and 1 minute, so that's a stonker of a movie compared to the ones I normally watch. So I'll have to put aside some time. That
mhm.
means kills per minute is 0.107, or 1 kill every 9.3 minutes.
That's cool.
Body count, body count.
I don't know if that counts. If I've sort of cheated and done a deep dive there, but you can't really do an episode about a schlock film without a body count. It just doesn't feel right.
It needs a body count.
Doesn't
One of the
doesn't feel
what
right.
what No, it doesn't feel right at all, man. I've got an Easter egg for you that you'll appreciate. The A lot of the killing is done by Red with this fuck off half sword, half size, half battle axe that he makes and Panos Cosmatos, he forges it himself as I think it's as a nod to Conan.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Is it in a
he
montage? Is it put together in a montage?
yes, it is. It's a forging metal
Forging
montage, Adam.
No, forging metal montage.
Yeah, and I can't remember if Sun is playing in the background, but it's definitely something equally as sinister and metal. And anyway, but what? So he holds it up for all to see in its chrome shining glory. And it was actually the idea for it was actually based on that band Celtic Frost,
Yeah.
their symbol. So if you Google
yeah.
Celtic Frost,
Okay.
Celtic Frost logo,
Yeah, I know that.
and then have a look at the beast.
Yep.
So I put that out there to you, listeners. Get onto Google Images, type in Celtic Frost band logo, and then open up another tab and type in Mandy movie, I think The Beast. Take a look at those two.
Nice. I think
That's my Easter egg.
Marko, just on that, would you add the beast weapon to your survival tips of the apocalypse?
Hell yeah, because that thing, that thing has. If it's worked for Nicolas Cage against the Black Skulls, it'll work for us with zombies.
And
for
it
sure.
also would just give us another excuse for a forging metal montage.
Hell yeah!
Forging metal montage. Nice.
Activate.
I love it. I love a montage. All right, look.
Look
mate,
at it later. Watch it later.
You've totally sold me. I'm going to do that after I finish watching the grand final.
Yeah, which is on in 35 minutes.
Oh, gotta get in there. Gotta get in there. All right, mate. That is really great. I thank you for, like I said, I put you on the spot for this one, but I really just wanted to hear an unbridled fanboy version of why I should watch this movie. So, and I think sometimes that's the best way. Sometimes it's good to research, but I also like to hear. We do this show like it's if we're having a yarn, right? So we've just basically had a yarn. The listeners have had an insight of why you're a sick puppy and love Mandy, and I love it.
It's hard to talk about because it is. There's so much in it, and it is. I'm always so aware that when I have to ad lib about beloved cult movies, I am absolutely always, and bands, I'm always so aware that I'm like way down on the pecking order as far as rabid fans go. So I mean no disrespect. I mean no. I love this movie. I just haven't got any show notes.
That's fine.
Watch
and look, and if you're offended with anything that we say or
Get
our
fucked.
lack of knowledge, that
Get fucked.
yeah, it's just like whatever. This is our show, and you come on the ride and enjoy for what we've been doing. And look, and if you do get so disheartened and you feel like you need to put finger to keyboard, you can always send us an email at wastelandsradioshow@gmail.com. Send us some hate mail. Why not? Go on. There's not enough out there in the world. You can also catch us on all the socials, Wastelands Radio Show, or on Twitter. It's Wastelands RS. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on bloody TikTok. And you can go to wastelands.com.au for hints, tips, liner notes, and recipes. We still haven't got recipes up there.
No, we should do this high-powered LSD from Mandy recipe up there.
It basically would just be cheddar and whiz fizz.
Goblin. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Cheese flavored whiz fizz.
Oh, mate. Activate.
All right.
Is there anything more you'd like to add, my good man?
It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
It's over! It's finished!